Not only the world champion and the Olympic silver medalist in the men's 1500 meters, but to me, also the giant, a titan when it comes to smack talk in this sport. Josh Kerr, welcome to the show.
What's going on, guys? I'm excited to be here.
Happy to have
Going
you.
on?
Look, you signed up for Grand Slam pretty early. When Michael, Johnson approached you, to your experience now in the league, how does it meet or live up to what you thought this would be?
I think that when they pitched me, they promised that they were going to treat athletes like professionals, and we were going to be racing the best guys in the world. So those two things have happened. I'm getting my butt handed to me over 800, and then I'm showing I'm the best 1500 meter runner in the world. So it's pretty much what I thought it was going to be like.
Nice, nice. Well, I was in Philly, and that was my first experience with the Grand Slam. And like you said, they have an athlete-first focus, and I really love that. But I have to give you a congrats again and a shout out for taking a picture with my kids. They watch you and Marco all the time running the 8 and
Aww.
15, and they like to cheer for the Canadian, but they also like to cheer for you. So I appreciate you again for taking a photo with my kids. But yeah, just talk more about your experience in Philly versus the other slams since you're a racer and you're going to be at all four.
Yeah, I think, going back to that, I mean, it's massively important. It's a big reason why we do this sport in these cities is it's important to inspire that next generation of athlete and take our time. There's a lot of big names as part of this meet, and hopefully when people come to watch, they get inspired, and we want to give them as much time as we can, really. And so, yeah, I think Philly was great. We have a proof of concept now, I think, especially in the US, it's easier for people to go, you know what, going to a Grand Slam track weekend is well worth the money that we're going to pay for the ticket, or well worth to watch. And I think that's what we're kind of showing. So I really enjoyed it. I think it was a bit more of an atmosphere than maybe it was in Miami, but I think the stadium in Miami was pretty bouncing on the Saturday especially. So yeah, there's a proof of concept there from Grand Slam. We're starting to really understand what's right and what's wrong, and I think they're making good pivots throughout the season.
Yeah, and it's showing in the racing. I want to talk to you about something else, though, Josh Kerr, because you have been coming for our boy, Marco Arop, who is like the nicest, most unproblematic guy in the world of track and field. And listen, everyone knows that Canadians are nice. We are. But we keep receipts. Look at this timeline right here. Like this all started back in January on the City of Smack podcast, where you said it's so cute that Marco thought he could break 3:30 in the 15. That made me laugh. Then the slam started and Marco got the best of you in the opener in Kingston. You got your form back and came back to Miami and got the slam win. And this clip on your vlog surfaced where you told Marco he needs to go back to the 800 meters. Like, I cannot stop laughing. Next, there was the press conference in Philly where you predicted Marco would finish second and had this to say, and I quote, Marco is good at getting second, and it was Marco who actually took the slam, saying after the race, it feels even better knowing that Josh is the one who finished second. Is it me stirring the pot?
I'm having so much fun. Marco's the best. I think this all started actually behind the scenes, and the closer I've got to Marco, the more I feel like we're good friends. It's a great rivalry because we're so different in what we bring to the table as an athlete. He's obviously got so much speed. He's unbelievable over 800. And I'm obviously coming from a more strength background. But yeah, no, I'm having some fun with it because he just takes it so well. And he started this, if I'm being honest. You guys
Really?
didn't see it, but he did start this. He wanted it. He said, look, I think me and you could have a good back and forth. And so I was like, well, if you want to start this, I'll be honest with my opinions, and I want you to do the same. So we're doing that, and we're having an absolute blast with it, I think.
I love it. I love it. Well, your trash talk makes me care about the 1500 meters. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a sprinter, so typically I'm checking for the short sprints and all that. But once I saw the back and forth between you and Ingebrigtsen and everybody in the field, I was like, okay, what's going on with the long distance or the middle distance events? Let me check in a little bit. But what's your opinion on trash talk in general? And, I feel like you guys kind of have a more sprinter mentality where trash talk is something that gets you guys going on the line and adds more intrigue. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I think if you want to be a premier event, I think this is why the 800, I would say, isn't as premier as the 1500, is because you got personalities that are going to go consistently at it and aren't afraid to come out and talk about how good they think they are. It's mostly just being honest in interviews. Like
Mm.
I kind of just say whatever I feel, and that gets me in some hot water sometimes, for sure. I'm not really someone that plans out what I want to say, and so I do get led a lot by interviewers a little bit, but I'm having a good time with it. I think you can be authentic to yourself and just give the answers you want to give, and then however people are going to receive that, they're going to receive it. So yeah, I do think for the 15, the reason that there is intrigue, the reason it is a premier event, it's a blue ribbon event, is because um, you want to watch it. You have to watch it to know the end of the story, and that's what most of the year is built up towards. We have great performances across the board right now. You know, who's the best 1500-meter runner in the world right now? I believe it's me. Some people believe it's other people. So it's that all gets settled at the end of the year.
I noticed you said other people and you won't say a certain name, and I dig it. I totally get it. But allow me to do this. And so this was to me a very curiously timed Instagram post a day after Philly. Inger Britson goes on to Instagram, and I'm like, did the algorithm need this? Or did you just see these guys crush it in the 1500 meters? And he says, in case you forgot, and I believe it's just him, all his wins, the dominance. Do you think this was just him being, cute? This is who I am, or do you think he's trying to send a message, or also trying to stir the pot? What makes you of that post?
That's not my job, to analyze these things. That's everyone else's. So, I hadn't seen that. I don't spend a lot of time on socials. Obviously, spend a lot of time running. So, I mean, with the glasses emoji, I can imagine it's probably aimed at me. I could see that, which is kind of fun. So, I think he gets, he won the Olympics back in 2021, but Cole's the guy to beat right now. He's got the crown, and I'm the current world champion. So that's what I'm saying. Like you can name any of these guys, Yara, any of these guys, Jake Wyman, that could go after the title this year. Everyone looks great. So it's my title, and so I'm going to be seeing it as a real disrespect if someone's going to try and take it off me. And so I'm working hard, very, very hard at the moment to make sure that I can keep that one.
Nice. Well, speaking about that, that Paris race was epic, and I had no idea who was going to win that race, and the way it unfolded was pretty crazy. But do you feel like you have unfinished business the way that played out? And how much would it mean to you to win the gold again and defend your title in Tokyo?
I don't think I have any unfinished business with that. I think, come LA 28, there might be some stuff going on there as, I'll have the bronze and I have the silver over 1500. So, but this year it's a world championship year. I am the world champion, and so there's definitely some unfinished business with that. Like I do think, going back to back would make a huge statement for me in my career. I have some good medals, but retaining a world title is a very difficult thing to do in such a competitive event. And so that's what my big focus is right now. And yeah, we'll see how it plays out. But it's a long season this year. I'm coming into form pretty well. I had a pretty slow start to the year, and racing my way into some good fitness, and we'll see where the 1500 is at from a time trial perspective after the Grand Slam finishes, and then we'll work our way into the World Championships.
One of our last questions, Josh, I want to know for you, like, what keeps you hungry? Because you really sound determined to me. You sound like, I want this and I'm not done here. With the moment, like I say the monotony, I would say, of training, how do you keep yourself hungry and that you keep that, that tiger's eye? What is that for you?
I'm like obsessed with running and training, to be honest. And so I'm so curious about every aspect of it. If it's the sleep, if it's the nutrition, if it's the weight room, if it's mileage, if it's like every single aspect of it. And you can change like all of it all the time. And I love the sport. And it's very much you put the work in and I see my results. I think I'm great at figuring out where I'm at before the 1500, and so I have a good idea how to push my body to those limits. But I just don't know what other job that you can have where, from an individual like perspective, there's no skill per se, so there's not much luck in it. You just put your work in and you come out with the results. And if my body's going to continue to allow myself to do this, then I'm going to keep doing it for as long as I can. And I'm doing it to the highest level that I think I can. And I'm treating the sport the way it should be treated, which is with respect and taking a slow approach to my career. I mean, getting better every year for the last 12 years. So it's just making sure that I can stay at the top as long as possible, really.
Sounds like that curiosity for you of what you can achieve is such a huge piece. Josh Kerr, thank you for coming on to Trackside. We're so happy to have you. Happy to have this conversation. And we can't wait to see what you do next. Good luck.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All the best, man. Take care.
Appreciate it.